Hello, this is Mari Lane from the Buying Space channel. Today, I'm reading again from the Apocrypha. I'm reading the book of Tobit in the Good News Bible from 1979. But this is the Catholic edition. The Old Testament and New Testament would be the same in a Protestant edition. It's just that the Intertestament books are added. And we have been studying the life of Tobit, who lived near the Tigris River. A fish jumped out of the Tigris River into and attacked his son, Tobias, in part of this story. So they were in probably, I don't know the different distances between the cities, between his Tobias's father and father-in-law, but they were in that region. So we are in chapter 10, and in chapter 4, Tobit was suicidal. He had misfortune because he'd done a lot of things that were right, but that were unpopular. He foiled the plans, let's say, of his ruler, who wanted to punish people. And when they died, he wanted them to have the dishonor of not being buried. And Tobit buried them anyway, even strangers. And in Jewish law, if you touch a dead body, it causes all these issues. You have to wait to do certain things. You have to be cleansed. And there's superstition, ritual concerning touching dead bodies. And, and it's completely understandable. And it's not invalid, actually. I shouldn't call it superstition, but there were definitely rituals involved and a lot of rules that if you broke them, that they had serious consequences. I don't know them all, but I just know that it was very strict. And so he had also gone blind. And Sarah, who ended up being Tobit's son's bride, was suicidal as well because she had lost 12 husbands. She'd married 12 times, and each time on the wedding night, a demon killed her groom before they could consummate the relationship or have a start of a life together. And she was suicidal. So they both prayed to God instead of killing themselves. And she ended up marrying his son and having a successful marriage. Let me start in chapter 10. They've had a wedding feast. And in chapter 10, Tobit and Anna are worried. Now, Tobit and Anna are the parents of Tobias. Meanwhile, every day Tobit was keeping count of the time needed to travel to Rages and back. When the time was up and the son had not returned, Tobit said to his wife, "What can be keeping him? Do you suppose Gabriel has died? Maybe there is no one to give him the money." Tobit was very worried. Then Anna said, "My son is dead, I'm sure of it." She began to weep and to mourn for Tobias. "Oh, my son, the joy of my life, why did I ever let you leave home?" Tobit tried to comfort her. "Calm down, my dear," he said. "Don't worry. He will be all right. Something unexpected is probably keeping him there longer than we counted on. Besides, his companion is a reliable man and a relative at that. Don't let yourself get so upset over him, dear. I'm sure he's already on his way home." But she replied, "Be quiet and leave me alone. Don't try to fool me. My son is dead." Each day she would rush out of the house to the road which Tobias had taken, and would watch for him until the sun set. She would let no one comfort her, and when she returned to the home, she would weep and mourn for her son all night long without sleep. So here is Anna looking out to the direction that Tobias and his companions set off with. Worried, sick. Isn't that like a mother? The 2-week wedding feast which Raguel had promised to hold for his daughter Sarah came to an end. So Tobias went to him and asked, "Please let me go home now. I'm certain my parents have given up all hope of ever seeing me again. Please, Raguel, let me go home to my father. I have already told you the condition he was in when I left." So his father, Tobit, was ill. But Raguel answered, "Stay, my son, stay here with me, and I will send messengers to your father to tell him that you're all right." But Tobit insisted, "No, I can't." It should say Tobias there. But Tobias insisted, "No, I can't. Please let me go back to my father." So Raguel gave Tobias his bride Sarah without further delay. He also gave Tobias half of everything he owned: slaves, cattle, sheep, donkeys, camels, clothes, money, furniture. Raguel embraced Tobias and sent them on their way with his blessing. "Goodbye, my son. Have a safe journey. May the Lord of heaven protect you and Sarah, and may I live to see your children." Raguel then said to Sarah, "Go with your husband and live in his parents' house. From now on, they are as much your parents as your own mother and I are. Let me hear only good things about you as long as I live." After saying goodbye, he sent them on their way. Then Edna said to Tobias, "Tobias, my dear child, may the Lord bring you safely home, and may he let me live to see your children. The Lord is my witness. I am placing my daughter in your care. Never at any time in your life do anything that would break her heart. Have a safe journey, Tobias. From now on, Sarah is your wife, and I am your mother. May we all prosper as long as we live." Then Edna kissed them both and sent them safely on their way. What you should also know about this situation is Tobias was an only child, and Sarah was an only child. So both sets of parents were very upset to be separated from their children. And that's why Raguel tried to get them to stay, and that Tobit and Anna were so upset that they were gone. So we have two very loving, compassionate families married into each other here. Have a blessed day.